Build creative confidence. Beat the inspiration addiction. Join the Writer's Gym. I had a message on Wednesday Questions at the Writer's Gym today about the anxiety and the overconsciousness and the embarrassment of showing up in public. This person had to do some promo for something they'd done that they are really proud of and rightly proud of. And it's something that a year ago they would never have necessarily seen themselves as enough as a writer to apply for, let alone believe they get it. Well, they got it. And what they then were going to do is tell people. And that's where the shame monkeys arrived. Here is what they asked me. How do I get over the anxiety? How do I show up without the anxiety? How do I get rid of the feelings so I can show up? Well, emotionally, as ever, I will gently offer it isn't about the feelings changing. It's about our acceptance that the feelings are a part of our identity and who we are. It's not about not being afraid. It's about knowing your values clearly enough and knowing why you're there, that you can carry the fear and the not quite knowing how it's going to go and be seen out there anyway. What I said to this writer is, when we see somebody like us on social media or wherever else you want to appear, doing the thing that we might once have not believed we could do ourselves, somebody else out there sees us doing it and realizes they can too. Because the thing about being human is our own imposter syndrome sounds like a documentary, whereas everybody else's imposter syndrome we see as the beautifully researched fictional film that it is. And I'm afraid this became much more important to me today about visibility, because I am recording this and had this conversation this morning on the day that we have heard that 2 men were stabbed in Golders Green for being Jewish, visibly. So here is what I want to say about visibility. A few Writers' Gym members know I stopped wearing my mug and David, my Star of David, for a while because I was scared. And anybody on my Facebook with friends in common with me will have seen people saying that they don't understand why Jews are scared. And I was hoping they wouldn't have evidence for why Jews are scared, but they're getting more and more evidence. That's not really what I'm here to talk about today. What I'm here to talk about is that the fear of being seen is not something that I am going to trivialize, because every day of my life I'm experiencing it. And what I do about it is I come back to my values and I come back to the people who can be reached by me being visible, whose life quality is somewhat better for the writing, the stories, the coaching, the mentoring. And it doesn't mean that as I sit here, I'm not having the who does she think she is thoughts that so many of us internalized as children and continue, and maybe project onto other people, maybe say to themselves, that's what I'm scared that person thinks. But to take another reliable Jewish source, I refer to Nobody Wants This on Netflix, which I am not receiving anything for recommending, but recommend from the heart. If you're upset about something you think somebody else thinks, you're not upset because you think they think it. You're upset because you think it. You think it's true. That's the fear. Obviously, it doesn't entirely hold up when there is the possibility of physical violence because somebody else thinks it. But where it is Instagram, you are putting your heart on the line. You are putting your vulnerability out there. So here is what I am going to say to you, to me, to every writer, to every speaker, to everybody who dares to continue in this world doing the good that they can, being who they are, going to the places they want to go to. By doing it, you are helping. By listening to hope instead of to fear, you are making the world a little bit better than it might otherwise be. So in terms of visibility, I dare you to do one good thing. I dare you to show up for yourself. I dare you to say, this is my business. These are the values behind it. Here's me doing it. Here's me celebrating something I've done. and let people see your face. I've joked to some of my social media clients that when we do our plan for what we're doing in social media this week or this month, the one post, however much wonder we put into all of the rest, if they take one photo of their cat or dog, it's going to get more likes than anything else that we work on. That's okay too. But we can also be more cat and be more dog. We can be in the moment going, this is great. I get to be me today. So everybody, please get to be you today. Be there fully, seeing and doing the things that you're seeing and doing. If you want to know how visibility and getting comfortable with your voice and your words in it can work for you specifically, I am always open to those conversations. It's not just trivial. It's not just superficial. It's a way of being able to crystallize what you're here to say, what matters to you, and to go, oh, it doesn't matter and disappear into the corner. It's always got fear underneath it. I am not going to live in fear. I am going to be visible. I would love to hear about you joining me as every aspect of your identity and who you have every damn right to be. You've visited the Writer's Gym with author and coach Dr. Rachel Knightley. Production and sound design are by Ashley Lexine, and theme music is by Chris Gregory.